Hi everybody, Stephanie Craft here. My website is stephaniecraft.com and I do twin flame energy healing sessions and guidance and support and higher self communication, and a lot of other things happen within the sessions. So you can check out my website and my work. So this video is about the misconceptions about twin flames. There's a lot of them out there, and I would like to talk about them and just um, give my truth. Of course, I'm not one to say that I know the ultimate truth, and my truth changes every day as I become more aware, and that's an ongoing process throughout life. And I don't claim to know the truth. However, at least I can share what I feel to be true, and that's what I'm doing in this video. So, okay, let me just see if I can give a concept of what a twin flame is. Basically, when you have a soul which is massive, let's think about the energy of the sun. The sun is a larger energy mass than we can even fathom. Well, our soul could be bigger than the sun. So you know that a lot of particles of light or rays of light can come down from the sun, and you can think of the soul energy in the same way, in that out of that massive amount of light, which is your soul, it is and can be and is in many bodies all at one time, all lifetimes in all existence. All lifetimes are happening at the same time, and so we are multidimensional. We live in multiple realms of existence, non-physical, physical, planets, Earth, all at the same time. Our soul energy is spread out and gathering experiences in all of those places to bring back information to the soul, and it just keeps doing that. And so there's a big misconception, and I've explained twin souls in very simplistically in other videos to keep it simple and not confuse people. I've said that it's the soul that divides and comes into two bodies, and that's not what I truly believe. Like I said, I just said that to keep it simple, but what I want to clarify in this video is that it's not just two bodies. So it's what I'm saying in this video. We have a massive soul with so much energy that has the potential to be in so many existences all at once, including many bodies on Earth at the same time. We can just have one twin flame in this one life stream that we are aware of, and we meet one other twin flame, and that's our reality, and we believe we only have one other, and we believe that the soul has split and come into two bodies to live out this life, and that's actually, there's more truth than that. And that is an aspect of truth that may be within the reality of a lifetime, and that's all you're to know in that life. But I know other people who have multiple twin flames or soul extensions. That's more than just one other in that life. I myself have more than one that I have met. I have several. My case may be unique and rare, but it exists, and the soul energy can be in many bodies at one time. So that's one misconception, that you just have one twin flame. That's absolutely not true. You may have one twin flame that you meet in one life, that has been your romantic partner many times and is your potential romantic partner in this life, or is your romantic partner in this life. And so there is that reality, and that I talk about that a lot in my videos about the twin flame journey, the relationship, and all of that goes along with it. But there are more variations on the theme than just a romantic partner. Your twin flame can be your child, your parent, your coworker, your friend, your sibling. I haven't really heard that, the sibling thing, but you never know. I have heard the other ones, though. And so there's that. Also, so just know, your twin flame does not have to be a romantic partner. It can be your child, and so on, like I mentioned. Another thing is about soul contracts. It is not true that all twin flames are meant to be together in the life as romantic partners. There are many types of soul contracts for twin flames. One of them could be a chance meeting. This is in passing, where they just make eye contact and it changes their life. Meeting your twin flame in any type of scenario, and that means online, that means telepathically, that means etherically, or in person. All of these are valid ways of connecting with and meeting your twin flame. When any of these types of meetings happen, it can cause that ignition between the two souls, between the two people, that can rock their world and change their life and get them into a massive shift and forward movement and spiritual awakening and kundalini activation and all these things that happen between twins. They can happen very quickly and it could be even just two people passing each other and taking note and meeting eyes, and that's it for that lifetime. But their lives have been changed by that meeting. There are other instances where the twins have decided to come down into a lifetime and be catalysts for each other, meet, and the plan is not to become involved or remain involved. They might have, some type of an explosive, coming together and then parting ways and never coming together again. So, but they're catalysts for each other for growth and changing their path, could be. So when that happens, a lot of times one twin or both longs for the other and thinks they're supposed to be together in this life because the meeting was so intense, because there was so much passion, or they fell in love at first sight, or whatever it may be. But the soul contract is not to be together. So there are so many different kinds of soul contracts. There's another type of twin, and I have one of these that I met, my first twin flame that I met, where we come together, we take turns being spirit guides for each other, and also guides incarnated in our lives to help move us onto a new path. We'll take turns. We'll even take turns being healers for each other, where one of us will get hurt and the other one will come in and heal. Take turns in lifetimes doing that. But that can feel overwhelming, and be a massive twin flame experience, like it was for me. But ultimately, in the end, it's not for a romantic connection. It's very hard to come to terms with that sometimes, and it's a hard journey, and I'm preaching to the choir. And I'm not here to tell you directly, you're not going to be with your twin flame, you're not supposed to be with your twin flame. That's not true either. Plenty of twin flames do have a contract to come together and be romantic partners, and especially now, it feels to me that we are in times of massive twin flame, reunions and coming together romantically. Not that everybody's coming together very rapidly. It's this long journey that I talk about in the videos. But I just wanted to clear that up. That it's not what you think. It's not always what you think. It's not always. It's not ever the fairy tale, and it's not meant for always romantic connection and lifelong partnership. So it's helpful to know these things so that you can kind of look at it with an open eyes, and say, well, maybe, I have been waiting for 10 years for my twin flame, and maybe I shouldn't be waiting anymore. Things like that, like reevaluate where you are, what you're doing, because it might be detrimental to you to have false beliefs about twin flames. I believe that it is detrimental and does hurt people a lot to think that there's only one way twins are supposed to be, and it has to happen, it has to be this person. It's helpful to let go of some of those fixed and firm beliefs in outcome. Another thing I wanted to talk about in this video is that there is no such thing as final reunion. There's this myth going around the internet, that there's some romantic notion of a final reunion with your twin flame, and it's like your last incarnation or something. That makes no sense to me at all, because there's no such thing as anything final. We are infinite souls. And like I was saying in the beginning of this video, our soul energy is spread out and incarnated in so many bodies and realms and existence and across all of time and space. Well, even in no time, we have time on this planet, but outside of the third dimension, we leave time. So we exist throughout all of existence. And so there's no such thing as a final reunion. It doesn't even make sense. We're one soul. We leave the soul, massive soul energy to come down into a body to experience life on Earth. So we come to Earth to experience physicality in the soul energy, which we return back into after a lifetime. It's non-physical. It's energy, it's color, it's light, it's sound, music. And we don't have the emotional range which we can feel inside of a physical body and within an emotional body. We have love and oneness in our soul energy. And so the purpose of coming down into a physical body is to experience a physical life with a range of emotions and to gather experience and learn. And that we can bring that information back to the soul. And in my sessions with clients under hypnosis in Life Between Lives hypnotherapy, I ask them if their soul split and is incarnated in more than one body, and sometimes I get a yes, and sometimes I always ask how many, and sometimes it's two bodies, sometimes it's three, sometimes it's five. I ask if they'll ever meet each other, and sometimes they do, and they're going to, and sometimes they don't. And I ask, why did your soul split? And they said, to gather more experience more quickly. So if you have one energy, one stream of energy from the soul coming into one body in one incarnation, and that's the only incarnation in that life from your soul, you're going to gather a certain amount of experience and learning, and that's it, and bring that information back up to the soul when you leave the body at the time of death. But these souls are telling me under hypnosis that the reason they're splitting and coming into more than one body is literally just to gather more experience faster and learn more quickly. And it's much harder to do that than just being in one body at one time. Because you're spreading yourself thin, and life is much harder when you do that as a twin flame or soul extension. If you want to use a different word, if you have more than one, because twin means two, and so it sounds a little bit confusing. So, you're not here for any final reunion with your twin flame. You're going to have, lifetime after lifetime, experience after experience in so many places forever, infinitely. You are the same soul. You both go back up into the soul. That's final reunion. It's coming home into your soul, not into a human body. This isn't home. Home is wherever we are. We could say that, but it's temporary. And home is with God. The soul can re-merge back into the oneness of the divine and maintain individuality within that oneness and merge and become one, and then always can come back out again, because we never lose that individuality once the soul has been created, and that consciousness is retained, and that consciousness is gained through all of the incarnations. And that's why souls will split and come into many bodies at once. One or more bodies at once is to gather that information and experience and bring it back to the soul for expansion and growth. And that's it. That's the purpose of a life. we have individual purposes and missions and goals, and that's more detailed than that. But this is the general overview of why we come into life. So I want to repeat this. There's no such thing as final reunion. There's no such thing as final incarnation. You can decide as a soul, I'm never coming back to Earth. I'm done with that school. Or you can choose to come back. I mean, everything is a choice at the soul level. So your other aspect of your soul, your twin flame, can come into another life, and you say, see you later, I'm not coming into that life because I'm going to go over here to Venus and have some fun over there, and I'm not going to go to Earth this time around. But it's a very romantic notion that's floating around out there that, oh, when it's your last incarnation, it's going to be your final reunion with your twin flame. I'm sorry, it does not resonate with me at all. If you choose to, absolutely you can say, okay, we have been lovers and partners in so many lifetimes on Earth. This is going to be our last incarnation on Earth. Let's go down there and do it again and make it a really happy fairy tale ending. Yes, you can absolutely choose that for a soul contract. And that sounds really fun and wonderful. I mean, something like I'd like to do because I'm a romantic at heart. But there's no have to. There are no rules to this. The other thing that's going on around the notion is that, about ascension, that you have to ascend with your twin flame. That makes no sense to me. It is false, in my opinion. This entire planet is ascending. Humanity is ascending. The galaxy, the solar system is ascending. All the planets are changing their vibratory rate. We're moving. This Earth planet is moving through the galaxy to new locations. So how can one other person affect your ascension? It makes no sense. Earth, the planet, we are her children while we're living on it because we are one and the same organism together. Humanity and Earth is ascending together into higher vibration, higher consciousness. It has nothing to do with your twin flame. You're the same soul. So whatever you do on Earth is all going to be brought back to your soul. Your soul will elevate in consciousness and growth because of the experiences that you've had. And there's no such thing as ascending with your twin flame. What does that even mean? That makes no sense. There's no further explanation. It's just you're here on Earth in this lifetime. You're both here. You're both ascending. Everybody's ascending together. There might be a splitting of worlds that we've heard of, like lower vibration, higher vibration. That's fine too, but usually the twins are of the same vibration, so you're going together wherever you go. If it feels like one twin has dropped, and they're not ascending, or they're going to a lower vibratory plane of existence, parallel reality, then so be it. I mean, it doesn't matter. There's no such thing as ascension with a twin. You're all from the same soul. So you're just bringing back information to the soul. And we're just along on for the ride. We're just here in this lifetime along for the ride. Except twin flames did come here to help with this transition and have big, massive, missions and helping and all of that. But we don't need to ascend. We are already ascended beings. Everybody's an ascended being, mostly who are twin flames, I could say. I don't know about newer souls. I couldn't say that they're ascended, but we're ascended already if we're twin flames. And so there's no such thing as ascending with your twin. It doesn't even make sense. We came here to help with the ascension. We go back to our soul energy, and there we go. That's it. No need to put any stressors on, what's my twin doing? I'm not going to be able to do this without my twin. My twin is not my ticket out of here. That makes no sense. We just leave here. When we leave here, we can make a decision to come back or not, and then go off and have other experiences elsewhere. So please remove all the rules about it. There are no rules. We're here for experience, growth, learning. You can do nothing wrong. You can make no wrong decisions. You can make higher or lower decisions, and you're going to be pretty annoyed with yourself when you go back to the other side if you made all these lower decisions and didn't do what you came here to do, but it's not wrong, and it's not, you can't fail. There's no failure. A lot of times when people do make the lower decisions and they didn't accomplish what they wanted to accomplish, they decide to come back and get it right and do it better and do it over again. But that's a choice, and you don't have to. You can take breaks from life on earth. You can go anywhere else, or just take a rest for a long time in your own soul energy. So I just really wanted to talk about dispelling those myths, because I talk to people who are caught up in this, like, I have to ascend with my twin. It has to be my last incarnation, and if I don't ascend with my twin, I have to come back. That is not true. This is, if we don't reunite or come into full union in this lifetime, then we have to come back and do it again. That's not true. That makes no sense to me at all. I only have one twin flame. That's not true either. Maybe in this incarnation you might only have one, but you just have to understand your soul is so massive. I just want you to, there's so many people that I'm working with who are caught up in these rules and these boxes, and they're trapped, and they're really in desperation because they are attached to these things, and they're not even true. They're brainwashed into believing certain things that are so destructive and destroying their psyche and their emotions, and they're depressed. So just break out of it and understand you're just a person experiencing a life on earth. You're here for a life experience in a human body. Get the most out of it that you can. But there are no rules with your twin. 0 rules with your twin. You can try as hard as you want to do something with your twin. Make it a certain way if you want, but if it's not in your soul contract, then you're creating a lot of suffering for yourself. But if you feel like you are meant to be with your twin in this life, then yeah, work on it. Go for it. Try. My work is to bring twins together. I want twins to come together. We have a massive mission and to change this planet in many ways. And I'm all for that. I'm 100% for that. But why I'm making this video is because people are suffering so much from misconceptions that are hurting, that are so destructive to them, and they're in so much pain. And if we release all these things, we can come to peace and comfort and knowing we can't do it wrong, and there aren't all these rules. So I hope this video is helpful, and I don't want to break more hearts. I want to help heal hearts and help people feel better, and that's why I'm making this video. But it really bothers me when people come to me and they tell me all these rules, and I'm like, that's all false teaching, and none of it exists, and none of it is true. You have more freedom than that, and you are more independent than that. Okay, I will see you soon.